All right. Hello, everyone. Joseph here. This week's industry update is going to be a little bit different. We've had a lot of discussions over the last couple of weeks and months as it relates to taking more listings, getting more listings, and then specifically how we're actually competing in this market with new construction. And that is a big challenge right now because builders have a lot of incentives, et cetera. So today I'm excited. Kelly Collins with Mutual of Omaha and Keller Home Loans is joining us, one of our trusted partners who's just an amazing resource and has talked about this quite a bit. And so before we get started in this, I wanted to kind of tee this up a little bit. We talk a lot about, for those of you that are students of the Keller Williams books, MREA and Shift, there's actually on page 200 directly out of that are basically how to expand the market, right? And actually get into some creative financing and those sorts of things. So there's three different ways we can do that. Creative things sellers can do, creative things that buyers can do, and then creative things that lenders can do. And a lot of that is simply the messaging. And that is exactly what Kelly has been preaching to us for months now. And so when this came up in the market of the moment a couple of weeks ago, we had that look where we were like, we need to bring this back to the surface because we've been talking about it a lot because listings are a huge opportunity right now. And one of the ways that you can really get that competitive edge is how you help your sellers sell in a super competitive market. So Kelly, let's talk about that. Talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing and kind of some options that we have that we can present to our sellers to help us get these homes on the market and then compete with new construction.
Absolutely. So we see a lot. I've had to get creative over the years, and I actually used to sell new homes. So I was in those conversations about getting creative. How do we find the focus? How do we sell more homes? And what builders are doing, because their job is to sell homes, is they're focused not necessarily on the price, not necessarily on the rate. What they focus on is what actually matters to the buyers. The buyers, everybody says, I want this purchase price. I want this rate. I want the best rate out there. But what that really means is I want to save money coming to the closing table, and I want to save money on a monthly basis. So if we move the focus from these big things that we really don't have a lot of control over. We don't have control over what the market rates are doing. We don't have control over what sales prices are. They are what they are. But when we can get a little bit creative and we can focus down on what actually matters to the individual buyer with how much is this actually going to cost me and have that focus, you can sell more homes. You can be way more competitive in the market. And a lot of it comes from education and just sharing that. So I'm going to share something that we have worked up for a few agents. And I think this was one I did for Kylie, for one of her sellers. So this is my handy dandy tool that I live in all day long. I call it Mortgage Coach. And what we've got here, this was actually for a property in Nexton and on Great Lawn. So the sales price or list price was $585, and the seller had some wiggle room, but was willing to do a concession of $10,000. So what we're doing here is we're showing how that $10,000 concession can work. Now all of these assume a 10% down payment, and they're at market rates. Just know market rates fluctuate, so don't go quoting rates, but this is a really good example of what things will probably look like for the next at least year or so. So we've got a 10% down, so that's a $58,500 a month payment or down payment, and then we've got our loan amount. Let's say the interest rate is 6.5%. And over 30 years, that monthly payment, including estimates for taxes and insurance, would be about $38-39 a month. Believe it or not, just like when you're pricing homes, people get stuck at that $3,500 mark. I don't know what it is. They get stuck at these little $500 increments, whether or not they can afford more or not. And so that number is just kind of scary to people for some reason. We got a way to fix this. So, and then we've got our little cash to close down here. That includes estimates for closing cost and everything. So if we give a $10,000 just to reduce the closing cost, some people just need that, but they're comfortable with the monthly payment. You only bring 61 instead of $70,000 closing. That can get somebody some help. But what everybody focuses on, because they don't understand, is what if I just reduce the price? That's going to give me a great deal and it's going to drop my payment. So let's go from $585 to $575. Okay, numbers change just a little bit. You're not going to get that money to pay the closing costs. So now you're bringing $70,000 to closing for closing cost and everything. At the same interest rate, you're only saving $58 a month with that $10,000. $58 a month when we dig into it, I'm the one on the end going, no, I should save more money because I got this discount. It doesn't. So let's look at really the smarter ways to do this. So now we're going to use it to permanently reduce the rate over the 30-year period. So same purchase price as the $585. So also, side note, this protects values in the neighborhood because we're not undercutting pricing, which is what appraisers look at.
Right.
The seller gets more, the buyer gets a home where when they go to sell it in 5 years, they're starting off the appreciation at that higher price because not everybody's dropping prices. Side note.
Right.
So, and what that would do is that $10,000, we're able to get them to a 5.75 rate for 30 years. They're bringing right around the same amount of money to closing, about $1,000 more, but now their payment is going down by $250 to $5 a month. Would that make a deal? Would that make or break a deal? I've seen that make or break a deal.
Well, plus they have the mental mindset too of now they have a rate that's below 6%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whether it's, can believe it or not, 5.99 versus 6%, even though it's like $1 a month difference.
Right.
It makes the
mindset's
it's the
huge.
mental thing.
Yeah.
All right. And then we've got what the builders are doing to really get people through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't know what to focus on. They're focused on rate. What if we said you could get a rate as low as 4.5% for your first year on this house?
Right.
Could that bring somebody in? So what this is called is a temporary buy down. And you don't have to be a builder to do it. You just have to have a seller credit. That's it.
Right.
And so how this works is this is the 30-year fixed loan in column number 1. But for the first year, the seller is getting a discount to a 4.5% rate, which is saving them $660 a month for the same for a very similar cash to close. And then let me show you how this works so you can share it with everybody. So what this does, we're going to focus on principal and interest payments. So for the first 12 payments, that principal and interest payment is $2,757 on like a $500,000 loan balance.
Crazy.
And then the next year it goes up to $3,000. So we're able to stair step somebody into this house, which is really important for first-time home buyers a lot too. So they're still saving $338 a month. Now what we're doing is we're taking this buy down subsidy in this last column of the $660 plus the $338, adding those together, multiplying by 12, and that's how much money we need for this subsidy, because all it is the seller is paying this discount for them. And then it goes to the 30-year fixed rate. So this isn't an ARM, it's not an adjustable rate. That scares people too. But this is a 30-year fixed mortgage where they're getting a discount. And then they go and they tell their friends, I have a 4.5% rate. And my agent got that for me. So this is what builders are doing to sell homes. This can be a great thing. And this is a tool that we could create a flyer off of. You can show the savings, which that's another thing a lot of people ask is, does it make sense? So I did it over 48 months right here. And you can see the total savings with how much the buyer is putting in versus how much the monthly savings and all that is. This scenario right here where we're permanently buying down the rate to that 5.75 will save somebody $13,000 over 48 months.
Wow.
But it's more the mental thing. Their payment is lower by $255 for 30 years. $255 for 30 years.
Yeah.
So Joseph, what you think of that?
I love this. Let's so let's have a quick wrap-up conversation about this, and you can stop sharing the screen. What I like about this is twofold. Is what kind of hit me. Well, so first of all, be careful of the yeah buts, because where my brain went on this is like, well, yeah, but the rate's going back up, or yeah, but understand we're comparing apples to apples here. That's exactly what everyone else is doing. I think that's the message here. Is we're the whole purpose of this is to compete with the competition, and the competition right now are offering these same products. It's not like if you go into this with the builder, they're locking that 4.5 for the entirety of the loan, right? It's the same concept, right? So they're all the same thing. So I think if you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, yeah, but the buyer still is going to have to, after 24 months, it goes back up to it. That's the case in any of them. So the whole purpose here is for your seller to be competitive. The other aha too is, and I'll ask you this, is we're targeting this towards listings, which obviously is the, like how we can help listings is how do you market this towards buyers? I mean, the same thing is, if you're looking as a buyer's agent to go out and increase more buyers, how are you getting the message out is I can get you into a $585,000 house for $2,700 a month, right? And obviously you don't want to quote rates and all those, and there's all the compliance sorts of things, but if agents wanted to kind of get with you on those marketing and ideas on that, what's the best way to do so?
So they can email me, call me, send me the listing, and then let's have a conversation about what kind of concessions y'all talked about. Like, can your seller give anything? Did we price it so that they're planning on giving anything towards closing cost? Let's put together some scenarios like this. When you have an open house, let's put this on the computer and let it sit there during the open house, and people can come up and click the buttons and see their options. We can also use it to maybe build out a flyer showing the savings over 5 years for each of these options. And it has the monthly payment on it. We've built some of those flyers for some of the Keller Williams agents to use and flyer boxes and things like that. Because people are and when you move the thinking from purchase price to monthly payment, you're more likely to get a call.
Yeah.
So it can be that advertising. We can even take something like this and put the link to it and maybe the agent notes. So say, hey, agents, with our preferred lender, we've got some programs, take a peek. And then the buying agents can actually share that with their people.
Love that.
And say, this is where we can go. I know this is where you wanted to be, but we can go here. Let's go take a look.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Anything else you want to add?
I think listings are an amazing way to build your business. And I know Joseph and Vince are like helping everybody with that. And let me be a resource to help you get those listings sold. I've been on your shoes, but I've been tied into a community. So I've been doing this for over 20 years where I've had to come up with things like this. So use me as that resource, because I want you to sell your listings quickly so that you can make money quickly. And that's what we're here to do and help more people.
Love it. Kelly, thank you so much. As always, we so appreciate you. If you guys have any questions or want to connect with Kelly, please do. We'll have all the information here in the video for you to follow up. And if you have any questions, as always, just let us know.
Thanks, Joseph.